We just also released a wine that we only make in good vintages. So a little bit of the story for Syrah for us is a little bit based on my background of making wine in France and Italy. Is a lot of it's based on Elevage, so essentially the aging process. So our Syrah ages 2 years in usually about 30% new oak. We have a reserve Syrah that ages 3 years in usually about 50% new oak. And then out of that reserve program, when we're tasting that, we being my sister, my mother, and my wife and I, we all sort of grade the barrels. And if we feel like there's something that just really, knocked our socks off, we didn't anticipate to be of that high caliber in given vintages, we'll actually do a wine called Dedication. And so Dedication will be out of that reserve program, will go age another year. So it's 4 years of aging. And that just further is concentrating the wine down. So it's a very bold expression of Syrah. And in 2010, it was 1 barrel, so it's 100% new French oak. And so the idea of Dedication is that my wife is sort of in charge of the label, sort of the artistic imprint. And so Dedication is, we say on the back label, dedicated to a moment in time. And so we want to capture something of that vintage or something unique through the art. So of course, 2010, my son was born. So we put my son, Stephen, in my hands, and this is actually me holding him, sort of cupping him, and for scale, you can see this small fry at that point. And the detail sort of reveals how dirty my hands were because I was in the middle of harvest. It's just something to show that, there's, of that vintage, there was something unique, and same thing with the wine. There was something unique about that vintage that expressed itself, so we went off and aged it for an additional year. So again, the Syrah is 2 years, the reserve would be 3, and then Dedication goes to 4 years of aging. So very, very limited production, 20 cases, and honestly, we probably put 10 aside in the library for his wedding at some point. Right. So the idea is that something that, again, captures a quintessential part of the vintage, so a highlight, so to speak. So.